You are listening to the CPA MOMS Podcast with Dawn Goldberg, CPA. This is episode number 98, Choosing an Accounting Niche. Welcome to the CPA MOMS Podcast, the podcast where busy female accountants who also happen to be moms like you get practical support and solutions you need to have it all, a successful career and a happy family. If you are looking for the solution to overwhelm and mom guilt, if you'd like to feel better and have more balance, as well as learn how to take back control of your life, you've come to the right place. Hey there, welcome back to this week's show. I hope you had a great week as usual. Before I get started, if you're not familiar with CPA Moms and all the benefits that come with being part of our community, I just wanted to highlight one thing. If you, like me, are tired of the same boring CPE year after year, well, CPA Moms has great news for you. We now offer access to hundreds of CPE eligible courses, and this is available for all of our VIP members. And these courses include things like functionally specific courses for leadership, courses on leveraging technology, personal productivity, courses in marketing and growing your practice, and specialized certification programs, and much, much more. If you are interested in live and on-demand courses, they are available, and new courses are being added weekly. So if you're interested in learning more about this benefit, you can head on over to cpa-moms.com/placement-webinar, and you'll find out all about the benefits. All right, so let's get started with this week's episode. This is episode number 98, and the title is Choosing an Accounting Niche or Niche, whichever you prefer. I'll probably say it both ways. As a profession, accountants have historically been pretty general in their knowledge, providing general accounting, consulting, and tax services to as many clients as possible. And as an accountant, you might also value a wide range of knowledge and expertise, taking, like I just said, CPE courses, taking various CPE courses and webinars to further your general knowledge and value as a professional. But in this time of technological advancement and COVID-related economic struggles, choosing an accounting niche might be exactly what you need, whether you are starting out or have years of professional experience. In an ever-changing world, choosing a specialty or a particular industry to service can really help alleviate the overwhelm and confusion that often comes with trying to be everything for everyone. And while larger firms have the ability and the resources for specialization in many different areas, if you are a smaller firm, or maybe you're a solopreneur or even an employee, you should also consider the benefits of selecting a niche and directing your talent and your time and your resources to a particular industry or specialization. And thankfully, there are more options than ever to choose a niche and to find the best fit for you. So if you are interested in choosing a niche, or maybe you're interested in choosing a few, fortunately, you've got a lot of help available. And although technology and artificial intelligence is decreasing the typical audit and data aspects of our accounting jobs, it's important for you to see how beneficial this information age is actually for gaining niche-specific knowledge in order to specialize in a particular area. Never before, think about it, never before has there been the ability and flexibility to research various industries, to find the best niche for you, to focus your time and effort, and then to successfully market to that niche. Compared to a decade ago, even networking has become easier and more profitable, no matter where you are or your potential clients are located. With the current pandemic having such an impact on the ability for accountants to work virtually, it's even easier to service niche specific clients, as well as hire talented support like we have at CPA Moms. Like, really think about that. This economic crisis may have shuffled the deck of industries that will recover from this economic downturn, but it also provides you with an opportunity to explore how to help and support certain niches. It's important to consider that the closer that you can be to your clients, the better you are able to serve their businesses as well as help them personally if possible. The ability to help alleviate the stress and overwhelm that business owners are experiencing, particularly right now in the midst of this pandemic, the more valuable you become. And don't let the fact that there are others in your accounting niche deter you. They won't have the unique perspective or even the passion that you can bring to that niche. With the accessibility to knowledge growing faster than ever via things like webinars and online learning and industry-specific social media groups, this all offers you the chance to become a trusted and valuable partner to a specific group. With so many more options than ever before, and with the increasing pressure and complications that come with being an accountant today, there is no longer a need to only be a generalist. With the ever-changing tax code and globalization and new technologies, it really is a perfect time to explore and decide on an accounting niche, or maybe a few. Decide on one or two or more that resonate with you and your future vision. So this week, I'm going to discuss the advantages of choosing an accounting niche and some suggestions on how to choose one. So let's start with the advantages of choosing an accounting niche. Now, as a mother, you've probably developed an ability to understand what your children need without too much effort. Sometimes it can seem like there's an unspoken language between you and them, that it just makes it easier for you to provide and support and guide them. And over time, you've most likely developed enough of a connection and awareness of their needs, allowing you to help them in ways that others can't. Although your children can sometimes be a mystery as they go through the normal trials and tribulations of childhood, you're also, as their mom, also willing to learn more and discover how to help them succeed in their life. As their mom, you understand that each child might be unique, but the lessons that you've learned and the commonalities that your children share, it can make it a little less confusing as they go through the various stages of childhood. Most of the moms I know that have more than one child, myself included, have said that things did get easier with each child because of what they already knew and experienced with each previous child. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because you may not realize it, but choosing an accounting niche is just as beneficial and helpful for all the same reasons. When you choose to focus your attention on one common group or industry, you can also help nurture and guide and expand the possibilities for that niche. As your children have certain interests as they grow up and you take an interest in learning more and supporting those interests, it's much easier to direct your time and attention to those limited areas. If your children are just focused on soccer and swimming, you obviously wouldn't need to know everything about baseball or basketball or hockey. When my children were younger, I was a Girl Scout mom, I was a soccer mom, and I was a karate mom at various points in their lives. By honing in on what they were interested in, I was able to support them and guide them in the best way possible with, frankly, as little overwhelm as possible. And the same thing goes with choosing an accounting niche. Think about that. Because you'll be able to focus your time and your effort and your knowledge in whatever niche you choose, you'll be able to support and guide those clients in the best way possible decreasing your own overwhelm as their accountant as well. Now, just like you would hire a soccer coach if your child was a soccer player, as opposed to a general sports coach, clients want to hire accountants that speak their specific language and understand how to improve their game. They want to know that you understand their game as well as they do and that you can assist them in reaching their goals. By standing out from the generalists in our profession, you can become a trusted partner where your clients know that you comprehend the finer details of their industry and that you can help them deal with the challenges of growing their business. With each new client in your niche, you can also gain an even deeper level of expertise and value for current and future clients. And another advantage in choosing a niche is that it's really easier for potential clients to find you. With all the information that we are bombarded with on a daily basis, having a website or social media ad or newsletter or promotion that speaks directly to the specific challenges of your niche or niche, as well as how you can solve those struggles, will help you to stand out in the sea of noise that clients normally have to deal with. Although it can be scary, understandably scary, to limit the clients you serve, and then maybe you have to refer potential non-niche clients to other accountants, there really is a great deal of value in being the go-to accountant for your chosen niche. Being an expert in your area, it actually makes marketing simpler and less costly because you are able to specifically focus your efforts. And with the similarity between what other accountants and firms offer, it's important to be able to stand out in the crowd. It also makes it easier for current clients to refer other industry-related clients to you. And it just makes it easier for you to focus on providing the best service possible without being distracted by the increasing complexities of accounting services. And whether you own your own firm or you're a solopreneur or maybe you're an employee, choosing an accounting niche makes the hiring and training process easier as well. It makes it simpler to narrow candidates based on their experience in your particular niche, and it makes it easier for candidates to find the right fit for their expertise. As you've probably experienced, not having a consistent workflow and needing to constantly switch gears is a big problem for accountants. It costs a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of momentum that really could be used more effectively, more productively, and more profitably, making the singular focus on a niche even more advantageous. From a professional development standpoint, choosing a niche also makes a lot of sense because it reduces the massive sphere of general knowledge needed, and it reduces it to a smaller, specific area that is easier to control and manage. With the ability to narrow your focus, you can learn much more about the technologies, the processes, and the planning opportunities that frankly may not have been possible when you were servicing so many different types of businesses. So for example, you'll be much more aware of and interested in the latest industry-specific technology for inventory tracking and be able to provide much more value to your clients if your niche is an area of retail. Or if your niche is real estate, you'll be much more willing to have an in-depth knowledge of 1031 exchanges and create a partnership with trusted 1031 exchange companies. Now, whether you choose a niche because it sets you apart from the competition, it makes your marketing efforts much easier, or maybe it makes it easier for you to focus your knowledge and expertise in one or two areas. Choosing an accounting niche could be the answer to your overwhelm and to your future vision. So now I'm going to talk about how to choose an accounting niche. When choosing a niche, there's no need to be overwhelmed with all of the options. Whether you are experienced or maybe you're just starting out, I'm going to offer some suggestions and questions to help you choose an accounting niche. And the first question you can ask yourself is, where is there an unmet need? And this is a great question to ask yourself when you're choosing a niche, because you may naturally gravitate towards what other accountants in your area are specializing in. But that often creates more competition and more overwhelm. I want you to consider this. Where there's a need, there's a way for you to explore meeting that need. In this ever-expanding virtual world of accounting, there's also no need to limit yourself to just where you are located. This current pandemic and economic downturn offers you a huge opportunity to look at the scaled back version of businesses and see where the greatest need and the greatest opportunity lies. So for example, there are more new entrepreneurs than ever that are looking for financial and business consulting. Okay, the second question to ask is, what do you enjoy doing? Now, despite what most accountants would say, you actually can enjoy the work that you do. Surprise. Everyone naturally has likes and dislikes. I get it, especially when it comes to work, but there really is a wealth of information in what you gravitate towards and what you enjoy doing. Of course, it doesn't mean that you should limit yourself to only doing what you enjoy doing, but it is a place to start when choosing an accounting niche. It's also a great idea to explore areas that you are personally passionate about. So for example, if you are passionate about something like animal welfare and you also enjoy transitioning traditional businesses into the online world of cloud-based software, you could choose to work with non-for-profit organizations centered around animal welfare. The next question that you could ask is, what is the seasonality of a potential niche? This is a great question because in order to balance your workload, it can be really helpful to choose a niche or two that complement each other with their seasonality and demands on your time. This way, you'll be able to balance your workload throughout the year, making it possible to expand your services during less hectic times of the year. So for example, a mixture of calendar and fiscal year-end real estate clients will make it easier for you to provide the services that they need, but also to expand the services you offer and allow you to offer things like webinars or other industry-specific speaking opportunities for you to grow your business. The next question is, how can you leverage what you've already learned? Now, there may be more similarities between niches than you may have considered. By first taking a more bird's eye view of your knowledge and then being able to take a more focused look at where that knowledge is beneficial in other areas is really helpful. You might have a general knowledge that requires only a slight adjustment or minimal extra learning in order to service a possible niche. For example, your knowledge of accounting for your dental office clients might be beneficial for service-based businesses like chiropractors. So the last question that you might want to ask yourself is, it might sound pretty obvious, but is it profitable? At the end of the day, we all know that you need to make sure that the niche that you choose can afford to pay you for your services. You really need to know you are valuable, and finding the right niche that sees that value is important. So look at your own client list to determine which ones check off all the boxes, especially when it comes to profitability. I also suggest you take a look at the marketing trends and speak to other accountants that are servicing the niche that you are interested in if you don't already have clients in that niche. So for example, you could sign up for a niche-related webinar, and then you could schedule a call with the presenter of the webinar to determine their experience with the profitability of that niche. So during this time of uncertainty, it can be helpful, really helpful, to choose an accounting niche that brings focus to the work that you do. We could all use focus right now. No matter which you choose, just know that they'll be lucky to have you on their team. So in summary, in an ever-changing world, choosing a specialty or a particular industry to service can help alleviate the overwhelm and confusion that often comes with trying to be everything for everyone. Just like you would hire a soccer coach if your child was a soccer player, as opposed to a general sports coach, clients want to hire accountants that speak their specific language and understand how to improve their game. With all the information we are bombarded with on a daily basis, having a website, social media ad, newsletter, or promotion that speaks directly to the specific challenges of your niche, as well as how you can solve those struggles, will help you to stand out in the sea of noise clients normally deal with. And finally, whether you choose a niche because it sets you apart from the competition, it makes your marketing efforts much easier, or it makes it easier for you to focus your knowledge and expertise in one or two areas, choosing an accounting niche could be the answer to your overwhelm and to your future vision. There you have it. That was episode number 98, and that was choosing an accounting niche. And as I've shared before, my husband is my editor. He reads the notes that I have for each podcast, and then we discuss it. And we were talking about what it takes to choose a niche, and he said it makes sense for accountants. He's not an accountant, but he said it makes sense because there's just so much that we need to know. And being a generalist, it just takes so much time and effort, and even just building a practice and building a business. When you can be specific on who you serve, what their pain point is, what it is that they really need from their accountant, and then be able to provide that for them, is just such a huge saving grace for your time, your effort, your money, and your productivity, and really just to be able to balance it all. So I hope this was really helpful. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like what you heard, be sure to click subscribe on your podcast app so you never miss an episode. At CPA Moms, we pride ourselves on being the e-harmony of the accounting world, making it possible for business owners to have their accounting needs met by amazing CPAs that are moms just like you. Whether you are an accountant interested in growing your own solo mompreneur business, or perhaps you are looking for flexibility to work from home, or maybe you are looking to grow your current firm or team, CPA Moms has what you are looking for. Check us out at cpa-moms.com.